Hello everyone and welcome to part 29. Today we are going to Belgium for the Belgian Grand Prix around Spa-Francorchamps, one of my favourite circuits on the F1 calendar and the longest on the F1 calendar. This is a circuit where I DNF'd last year in the rain, so I'm hoping for a good result here after my win in Hungary, and I'll now pass you over to the commentator.
Just before the free practice session begins, let's take a quick look at the Drivers' Championship. Schumacher is leading the Drivers' Championship, but having finished second in the last race, he'll be hoping to go one better and win here at Spa-Francorchamps. Mika Häkkinen, second. The McLaren driver, third. Well, that covers the drivers. Let's take a quick look at the constructors next. McLaren lead the Constructors' Championship and are going for back-to-back victories here in Belgium. Ferrari are second. Williams are third. Located approximately 50 kilometers north of Liège, near the town of Spa, the exhilarating Spa-Francorchamps circuit long straights with a challenging mix of fast turns and chicanes. Winding its way among the forests in the foothills of the Ardennes Mountains, Spa-Francorchamps also has the longest lap of all the current Formula One circuits.
So here we jump into practice where we're just leaving the pits to go on our first run. Now I loaded a low downforce setup, one of those default setups you get in the game. I usually run with them, but I've got 14 laps of fuel on board, so I've got quite a lot of fuel on board going up Eau Rouge. Very nasty surprise where I lost the back end and headed straight into the wall and had an incredibly large accident where I saw my own helmets for the first time this season from the onboard view. But here's an instant replay of the accident itself. So going up Eau Rouge, you'll see that I just lost the back end because I had very little aero on the back and ended in me going into the wall with a very nasty accident. But we're moving on to later on in the session. You see that we're truly set at 56.5, we've set at 56.4, but we're just starting in this session and we've gone wide the first corner as we're starting to struggle around this track for pace a little bit. I felt the downforce didn't really feel like it was there even when I put the high downforce setup on. But later on in the session we're 2.1 seconds up on our other time because we've got rid of a lot of the fuel, but of course since this is the longest circuit, just one more extra lap of fuel can really affect your lap time. So we've got 63 litres on board just for 6 laps. But we've skipped over the curb later on this session where we were about to beat Villeneuve's time, so that ended any chance of improvement in practice as we move on to qualifying. And in qualifying we were the first ones out of the pits as usual, and we're coming around to set our first lap time of the day, and it's a 52.6, a pretty decent lap time. But then later on in the session we find a 10th in the middle sector. We're going to go across the line to set 51.9, and that was the fastest time we did in the qualifying. So we will now move on to the race, where I hope we are in the top 10.
Hello there. Welcome to Belgium for round 13 of the 2000 FIA Formula One World Championship. The weather, as so often is the case here, is just wonderful. Over 30 degrees and climbing. It's a fantastic day for Formula One. Schumacher fared the same as his championship rival, the McLaren driver. The McLaren driver performed brilliantly in qualifying to line up second. Häkkinen couldn't quite match the pace of his teammate. He starts third. Schumacher fourth. Barrichello fifth. Heinz-Harald Frentzen sixth. Trulli seventh. Villeneuve eighth. Ricardo Zonta, 9th. Alexander Wurz, 10th. Button, 11th. Giancarlo Fisichella, 12th. Alesi, 13th. Nick Heidfeld, 14th. De La Rosa, 15th. Irvine, 16th. Jos Verstappen, 17th. Herbert, 18th. Mazzacane, 19th. Pedro Diniz, 20th. Mika Salo, 21st. Genet, 22nd.
So here we are then, we are starting in second place, something I wasn't expecting for that qualifying lap. We've got 11 laps of fuel on board as we have the lights. And we are going, it's about mediocre for our kind of starts. It looks like Mika Häkkönen's gone past us and Ralf Schumacher on the inside. We're going to go around the outside and Mika Häkkinen around the first turn. And we have gone through into second place. And it seems like Rubens Barrichello has overtaken Mika Häkkinen. So something's happened there as we go down the hill towards Eau Rouge. We're about 8 tenths behind Michael Schumacher, so there's no chance of getting any slipstream from him. It looks like he's got on a good start. We've kind of cut the top of Eau Rouge there. I've forgotten what corner that is. But down the Kemmel Straight, if you look in the top left, Rubens Barrichello is really catching us up, and you'll start seeing him in our mirrors. It looks like he's got a low downforce set up on, and he's got great straight line speed. But we're just going to defend from him by blocking the outside line, and we are keeping second place here. We're now going to take a look at a replay of the start, and you'll see that I got a reasonable launch. It wasn't that bad. I mean, Ralf Schumacher did have a go down the inside, but I was going around the outside of Mika Häkkinen when he actually spun himself round, and we were very lucky not to get tagged right at the back of my car. But Mika Häkkinen from the onboard just went way too tight in the first turn and hit his rear wheel, and we were very lucky not to get any damage, and so was Mika Häkkinen as Ralf Schumacher nudged him the right way, and it looks like he went side by side with Ralf Schumacher towards Eau Rouge, but it looks like Ralf Schumacher got the advantage and Mika Häkkinen backed out, only for them to go on the Kemmel Straight, where Mika Häkkinen decided not to overtake, then had a go down into Lecombe, but ended up getting squeezed onto the grass. So the AI definitely are challenging, unlike in the Codemasters games where they just get scared basically when they go down the inside instead of trying to actually fight it. But on lap 6 we've got Rubens Barrichello slipstream us a lot, and look at the time, he's going to overtake us down the inside. Are we going to hold the position around the outside? We're going to try around the curb. No, he doesn't, he blocks us, so we now need to try and keep ourselves ready in the middle sector, because of course we've got the downforce in the middle sector, so we are slightly faster I think than the AI, but we have got more fuel than Rubens Barrichello. But going down the inside, can we keep it? We're side by side with Rubens Barrichello. Can we keep it going into Liège? We're going to side by side. Oh, we've hit him because he's blocked us out on the outside, so that was very cheeky there of Rubens Barrichello as we head down towards Stavelot. But I was really surprised by how aggressive Rubens Barrichello here was, because he really cut me off as soon as he got past, and then the same again happened a few corners later. But I've always noticed that around every single lap so far that I have had a better run going into that corner. I've forgotten its name, but into this corner here, just a better run. So I went down the inside. Rubens Barrichello managed to hold it around the outside, something yet again you don't see on Codemasters games, and then he shut us out on the curb, which is a bit mean I thought, because I couldn't get a good run on him down into the very fast left-hander. When we get on to lap 8, you'll see that we're right behind him. We've got a really good run out of turn 1, but we just don't have any straight line speed. I mean, we're directly behind him and he is pulling away from us, so we need to try and get him in the middle sector. We know this is the time, because obviously he is at his closest point that he could possibly be for us, but he's going to pit very soon, but we need to try and get past him, because that means that we can start sprinting away, because obviously when Michael Schumacher pits, who's very far ahead, he's then going to be on heavy fuel. But we're going to go down the inside at the same corner, and we're going to try and squeeze him out wide, not let him go around the outside yet again, and we are past Rubens Barrichello, and then going into left at Liège. We're in the curb a bit, we've gone a bit wide, and Rubens Barrichello might come back at us here, but we cover him, and that's okay. But looking at a replay of what happened, of the move, went down the inside, and we got past Rubens Barrichello pretty easily in the end, but he nearly had a run going into the next corner, but he gave up, and he then pitted on that lap. But moving on to lap 8, you'll see that Michael Schumacher has pitted, so he has finally pitted. He was some 10 seconds ahead because of the battle I had with Rubens Barrichello, so he is the main challenger to me in this race obviously. Rubens Barrichello is very much there as well. But later on you'll see that the gap to Michael Schumacher has been extended a bit, so something like 9 seconds, but coming in for our pit stop on lap 11, we know that we need to maximise our pace if we're going to win this Grand Prix and keep ahead of Rubens Barrichello. But into the pit lane, we need a good stop from McLaren. Is this going to be a good stop?
Schumacher has moved into the lead.
It's an 11.2, it's not the best we've seen, but it seems to be alright. And Rubens Barrichello seems to have got past us at the stop, so that's really surprising, as there's a back marker leaving the pits. We see Rubens Barrichello has driven past, and we have lost the position to Rubens Barrichello. We're only some 2.5 seconds ahead of Mika Häkkinen, who was something like 5 seconds behind the battle between me and Barrichello earlier in the race. but then I noticed something weird, because Rubens Barrichello then pitted again, so obviously Ferrari going for the 2-stop rather than the 1-stop. So maybe that's the same with Michael Schumacher, as he started extending his lead by a lot. And then on lap 16, of course, we had Mika Hakkinen very close behind, and we decided to just let him pass, because he might be able to beat Rubens Barrichello in this Grand Prix. So we may as well let him pass and not fight him, because of course we are on a different strategy to him, because I feel that he's doing a 2-stop, just like the Ferraris. But moving on, we need to try and get past Michael Schumacher. But Michael Schumacher has pitted now, so we need to see where he comes, how far back he is, and how good his pace is to see whether he beats us in this Grand Prix. And looks like he's around 5 seconds behind us going into the closing stages of this Grand Prix. But further back, Rubens Barrichello is right behind Ralf Schumacher, who looks like to be on a different strategy. And he's actually hit his rear wing off, so that's Rubens Barrichello out of the race. So that's really positive news for McLaren in terms of the Constructors' Championship, and incredibly negative for Ferrari, as it seems like they're going to lose out on what looked to be a pretty certain podium. But on lap 17, you see that Michael Schumacher's already cut it down to 3.5 seconds. He's right behind traffic, who are not getting out of the way that well. And especially the Jaguar here, I didn't know which way it was going. I went down the inside, but I've lost a good 0.6 of a second just with those 2 back markers. But we're now going to move on to lap 21, where Michael Schumacher is 1 second behind me. And behind this Benetton, I didn't know where he was going, whether he was going to the inside or not. And Michael Schumacher is now within a second. So that's big news there, and we might struggle to keep him behind us as we go to the end of lap 21, going on to lap 22, because we know that the run up to Lecum could be the big opportunity for Michael Schumacher to overtake us, as we have the Sauber, I think, of Pedro Diniz right in front of us, and Michael Schumacher only half a second behind us. And we go down the outside of Pedro Diniz, and is he going to hold up Michael Schumacher? It seems like he has slightly, because Michael Schumacher has now gone to 1.3 seconds, so that's positive for us at least. We're going down the hill to Eau Rouge. Has Michael Schumacher got that much straight line speed to gain 1.3 seconds on us? We'll see, because obviously he's on the fresher tyres as well, and that Ferrari's pace has been better around here than the McLaren, because if you look at Mika Hakkinen's performance. But going towards Lecum, 0.8 of a second, 0.7 of a second, 0.6 of a second. Is he going to reach us by the end? No, he's not, and we have kept the position for now, but we're now going to skip later on to lap to the next big straight, which is the run up to Blanchimont and bus stop, where he's just a 10th behind us, and we've got a BAR in front of us, I think, of Ricardo Zonta. Michael Schumacher's not attacking us for the moment. I don't know whether he doesn't have the speed or whether he doesn't have the space to. The AI might be a bit bugging out there and not knowing where to go, because this part of the circuit is very flowing. Obviously it's not actually a straight line. We're going towards the bus stop. It looks like we're going to keep Michael Schumacher behind. Hopefully this BAR doesn't cause too much havoc, as we're going to head for the line to win again. After winning Hungary, we have won here in Belgium.
Belgian Grand Prix. Here are the final results. The McLaren driver first. Schumacher second. Hakkinen third. Ralf Schumacher fourth. Frentzen fifth. Jacques Villeneuve sixth.
Yep, so a win in Belgium by half a second to Michael Schumacher. Our teammate finishes in third and our old teammate in fourth. So it's really positive news in terms of the constructors and the driver standing. So it'll be interesting to see just how close we are to them, as I'm now going to hand you over to the constructors.
With the results confirmed, it's high time we updated the Drivers' Championship. Schumacher moves further ahead in the Drivers' Championship.
So looking at the driver standings, you can see that I'm in third place, just 7 points behind first place, and only 2 points behind my teammate. So things have really closed up at the top, so it seems like it's going to be a really good championship battle going into the closing stages of this season. Not that many races left in the season, so it should be good. Now we'll hand you over to the constructors.
McLaren increase their lead at the top of the Constructors' Championship. Ferrari are second, whilst third place is held by Williams.
So McLaren extend their lead at the top of the championship. But I really hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, and I will see you next time which I think will be one of the flyaway races. Goodbye.